Hey friends, a happy Monday, November 25th to you. A few reflections for you today as Mercury turns retrograde in sidereal Scorpio until Sunday, December 15th. So, other than the moon, Mercury is the fastest moving planet in the sky. And this makes sense as Mercury is associated with the intellect, the thinking mind, which, as I'm sure you know, can cycle through thoughts at lightning speed. Another name for the metal Mercury is Quicksilver, pointing to its ability to shift quickly between solid and liquid states. This is why we use it in thermometers. It's very sensitive to temperature and it will become more solid, more liquid, depending on its environment. This is also connected to the slick speech of someone with a silver tongue. And Mercury is generally understood to be responsible for the famous Freudian slip, in which the tongue moves faster than the conscious mind. Just all of a sudden, you've said the thing, and there it is. And so that's the quickness of Mercury. And so another fun fact about Mercury is that its day is longer than its year. Now think about this for a second. What does that mean? How does that work? Its day is longer than its year. And so what that means in astronomical terms is that Mercury does a lap around the sun a year faster than it turns once on its axis. And so this fact gives some valuable insight into the ideal function of the intellect, making many external rounds, collecting a maximum amount of data, but internally calm, slow, deliberate. The image that comes to mind is like a radar system where it's collecting all this data. The faster it spins, the more data it collects, the more updates you get about the position of plane or whatever the radar is scanning for, collecting all that data, but then the operator who's keeping track of that information is calm and composed and can make sense of it without acting in sort of a scattered way. So that's Mercury in general. And today, Mercury, that fastest moving planet, is at a standstill. And for the next 3 weeks, it will appear to move backwards in the sky from our perspective on Earth. Of course, it doesn't actually stop and turn around in its orbit around the sun, but based on the quirks of the way these orbits work, it appears from our perspective. Mercury, moves through the sky, observing every night, and now it has stopped and will appear to move backwards for the next 3 weeks. So generally speaking, Mercury retrograde cycles are a wise time to back up your files, organize your hard drive, go through all your screenshots and your photos and name them and put them into folders where you can actually find them later, delete all the duplicates, clear out your inbox, organize your closet, do all the background organizing that nobody else really knows about, so it happens behind the scenes in order to declutter your mind, and that will let your external expression come through with greater clarity when Mercury turns direct December 15th. So that's in general. This specific retrograde cycle happens in conjunction with the sun in the sign of Scorpio. And anytime Mercury and the sun are together, we're looking at academic stuff. It's a great combination for again, like intellectual study, academic work, higher degrees. And so this retrograde cycle makes it a great time to review academic material, review old teachings, especially when they're associated with the psyche, the deep emotional realms, the shadow work. This is the Scorpio quality coming through. And so couple ideas. Have you ever signed up for a webinar or an online course? You go through about like 12% of it and then never open it again. This next 3 weeks is a great time to open it back up, actually work through the material that you were attracted to, but never really worked all the way through. Or maybe you went through a course that was super powerful and that was a couple years ago and it changed your life, but it's a little fuzzy on the specifics. Great time to go back to it. Uh, I'm thinking of myself in this. I have binders full of notes from my Ayurveda training and from astrology trainings. And I wonder if you have, notebooks full of writings that you took, during your yoga teacher training or in graduate school or some other educational program. Now is a great time to like open to a random page, start reading, see what you were aware of, what information you were collecting back then that may not be at the surface of your conscious mind anymore. Uh, the other idea is maybe you've read a bunch of personal development books or listened to them. And at the time, they profoundly changed your outlook on life. They shifted the way you relate to yourself and understood your own psyche. This is a great time to review them, see how much you've grown, how much those teachings have actually been integrated into your everyday life. And I'll bet you'll find some nuggets of gold that, like, oh, I remember that, but I forgot about it, and I haven't been implementing that. So this is a great time to go back and review those lessons and work on how can you actually embody those on a daily basis. So again, this cycle is active from now until Sunday, December 15th, 2025. So, with all that in mind, a couple more things to mention. Given my recent website switcheroo, many of you who have participated in my courses before, whether it's Dreamcraft, somatic imagination training, multidimensional time management, things like this, you no longer have access to those courses. Your login no longer works on my new site. And so, not to worry, I am going to manually update that, and you'll get an email confirming that you have access, inviting you to sign in again. Apologies that you have to create a new username and password, but this is how technology moves along, isn't it? So you'll have access to all that magical, life-changing material once again very soon. The other thing to announce is that starting January 2025, January 15th specifically, I am offering a 10-week course in internal family solar systems. Now, this is my unique, innovative approach to psycho-spiritual self-healing, which combines inner parts work with compassionate communication strategies and universal archetypes, whether astrological, Jungian, nature-based archetypes, the sort of metaphysical energetic signatures that live through us, take embodiment uniquely through us. And so we weave all these things together to get deep into your psyche, illuminate the patterns, some of which are conscious, some of which are unconscious, update the old stories from childhood, which, Carl Jung is famous for saying, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And so this is a practice of getting into the unconscious, bringing these invisible entities, these secret powers to the surface, integrating them into the whole system that is your psyche and bringing their superpowers to bear on your life so that they're no longer, it's like trying to hold a balloon underwater. It comes out sideways, right? And it's like, oh, that wasn't me. It's like, yes, it was, but in an unexpected way. So this whole practice of internal family solar systems is to become more aware, more compassionate with all the parts of you, even those you deem unacceptable or ugly or unwanted. When we befriend those parts, they become superpowers. So that's what we're going to do for 10 weeks starting January 15th of next year. There's a link here to check out some more information about what that course is all about. And rumor has it there's some grand capitalist holiday planned for this coming Friday where everyone offers ridiculous discounts on everything you cannot afford not to buy. And so this year, I'm on that bandwagon. And so I invite you to stay tuned for some mind-blowing, out of this world, irresistible offers to consult the cosmos, experience Ayurveda, heal your whole self. So all my courses, all my consultations are going to be discounted, so you can give yourself the gift of those insights or share them with your friends, family, loved ones as appropriate. And so I'm going to send you a couple more emails this week. Hope that's okay. Just going to elaborate, clarify. My business model has shifted a little bit, so I just want to share some of the updates. I'm now operating as a church and a private membership association, the Church of Cymatics. It's a beautiful thing, really feels so good to me. And so I'm excited to share it with you. In the meantime, would encourage you to check out the Inner Physics Starter Kit. This is a free mini course full of information and activities and stories and practices that will give you a taste of the Internal Family Solar Systems course coming in the new year and a bunch of other magical information that goes with it. So until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you soon.